Papa Satan, Aleppi, Plutus clucked and stuttered in his rage, and my all-knowing guide said to comfort me, "Do not be startled, for no power of his, however he may lord it over the damned, may hinder your descent through this abyss." And turning to that carnival of bloat, he cried, "Peace, you wolf of hell! Choke back your bile, and let its venom blister your own throat. Our passage through this pit is willed on high by that same throne that loosed the angel wrath of Michael on ambition and mutiny. As puffed-out sails fall when the mast gives way and flutter to a self-convulsing heap, so collapsed Plutus into that dead clay. Thus we descended the dark scarp of hell, to which all the evil of the universe comes home at last into the fourth great circle and ledge of the abyss. O holy justice! Who could relate the agonies I saw? What guilt is man that he can come to this? Just as the surge, Charybdis hurls to sea, crashes and breaks upon its countersurge, so these shades dance and crash eternally. Here too I saw a nation of lost souls, far more than were above. They strained their chests against enormous weights, and with mad howls rolled them at one another. Then in haste they rolled them back, one party shouting out, "Why do you hoard?" and the other, "Why do you waste?" So back around the ring they puff and blow, each faction to its course, until they reach opposite sides, and screaming as they go, the madmen turn and start their weights again, to crash against the maniacs, and I, watching, felt my heart contract with pain. "Master," I said, "what people can these be? And all those tonsured ones there on our left, is it possible they all were of the clergy?" And he said, "In the first life beneath the sun, they were so skewed and squint-eyed in their minds, their misering or extravagance mocked all reason. The voice of each clamors its own excess, when lust meets lust at the 2 points of the circle, where opposite guilts meet in their wretchedness. These tonsured wraiths of greed were priests indeed, and popes and cardinals, for it is in these the weed of avarice sows its rankest seed." And I said to him, "Master, among this crew surely I should be able to make out the fallen image of some soul I knew." And he said to me, "This is a lost ambition. In their sordid lives they labored to be blind, and now their souls have dimmed past recognition. All their eternity is to butt and bray. One crew will stand tight-fisted, the other stripped out of its very hair at the bar of Judgment Day. Hoarding and squandering wasted all their light, and brought them screaming to this brawl of wraiths. You need no more of mine. You need no words of mine to grasp their plight. Now you may see the fleeting vanity of the goods of fortune, for which men tear down all that they are to build a mockery. Not all the gold that is or ever was under the sky could buy for one of these exhausted souls the fraction of a pause." "Master," I said, "tell me, now that you touch on this Dame Fortune, what is she, that she holds the good things of the world within her clutch?" And he said to me, "O credulous mankind, is there one error that has wooed and lost you? Now listen and strike error from your mind. That king whose perfect wisdom transcends all made the heavens and posted angels on them to guide the eternal light that it might fall from every sphere to every sphere the same. He made earth's splendors by a like decree, and posted as their minister this high dame. the lady of permutations. All earth's gear she changes from nation to nation, from house to house, in changeless change through every turning year. No mortal power may stay her spinning wheel. The nations rise and fall by her decree. None may foresee where she will set her heel. She passes and things pass. Man's mortal reason cannot encompass her. She rules her sphere as the other gods rule theirs, season by season. Her changes change her changes endlessly, and those who turn has come press on her so. She must be swift by hard necessity. And this is she so railed at and reviled that even her debtors in the joys of time blaspheme her name. Their oaths are bitter and wild. But she in her beatitude does not hear. Among the primal beings of God's joy she breathes her blessedness and wheels her sphere. But the stars that marked our starting fall away. We must go deeper into greater pain, for it is not permitted that we stay. And crossing over to the chasm's edge, we came to a spring that boiled and overflowed through a great crevice worn into the ledge. By that foul water, black from its very source, we found a nightmare path among the rocks and followed the dark stream along its course. Beyond its rocky race and wild descent, the river floods and forms a marsh called Styx, a dreary swampland, vaporous and malignant. And I, intent on all our passage touched, made out a swarm of spirits in that bog, savage with anger, naked, slime besmutched. They thumped at one another in that slime, with hands and feet, and they butted and they bit, as if each other would tear the other limb from limb. And my kind sage said, "My son, behold the souls of those who lived in wrath. And do you see the broken surfaces of those water holes, on every hand, boiling as if in pain? There are souls beneath that water, fixed in slime. They speak their piece, end it, and start again. Sullen were we in the air, made sweet by the sun. In the glory of his shining, our hearts poured a bitter smoke. Sullen were we begun. Sullen we lie forever in this ditch." This litany they gargle in their throats as if they sang, but lacked the words and pitch. Then, circling on along that filthy wallow, we picked our way between the bank and fen, keeping our eyes on those souls that swallow the slime of hell, and so at last we came to the foot of the great tower that has no name.